The sympathies of the United States and of many people, and I include myself within that because that's how I was raised, was the narrative was this is a good, an unqualified good, and the other is an unqualified bad. And that's the narrative that everybody has been fighting against since then. And so as I watch what's unfolding, you have to realize now this is all coming as sort of a head scratching, everything has changed. Even though it hasn't, in especially in the minds of those that have suffered through the Nakba and through these other injustices. This is not something that I think has been visible for a lot of different reasons. A, I don't think people wanted to see it. B, I don't think you have the same Western journalist access. It's been restricted. And so, I think people right now you've had to endure this for your 30 some years. Your family's had to endure it for generations. Unfortunately, many of us are just waking up to it.
Yeah. I know it is the narrative that many people, especially in this country, have been raised on. But this is not my problem.
Hell, I planted a tree there. That was the whole thing. When you're raised as a Jewish kid in the States, the first thing you do is you got to plant a tree in Israel. Apparently, no trees. I may have to go get my tree back, Mosab.
You plant a tree in the place of an orange tree that my grandparents, planted centuries ago.
Right, but that part hasn't been. That wasn't explained in Hebrew school.
Yeah,
and I'm sure there's things that aren't explained. Listen, and I don't want to oversimplify and suggest that look, armed insurrection and revolutionaries and Hamas and the Islamists, that's also incredibly cruel. October 7th, incredibly cruel, horrific. Just give back the hostage. All of that stuff still applies. But I think it's important to hear that broader perspective from someone like yourself who's been raised in this tragedy.
Yeah. So, Jon, what I'm sharing with you, it's not only, my opinion on what's happening or what should be happening. It is my story. It is me, right? So people talk about Palestine. So, for example, you bring, guests, and other bring guests to talk about Palestine. But just like Peter said, what is equally important is to bring people from there, because these people are the story.